सर्वेभ्यः हृत्पूर्वक नमस्काराः। प्रवेशकक्ष्यायां सर्वेषां स्वागतम्। आदौ गुरुवन्दनम् उक्त्वा पाठस्य प्रारम्भं कुर्मः। A very warm welcome to all of you to this course for studying Pravesha. And as you know, we have commenced lesson 1 from the textbook. So we are going to quickly revise whatever we did in the previous class and hopefully complete substantial portion of the lesson 1 today. A very warm welcome once again. And today, as usual, we will begin with Guru Vandanam and Dhyana Shlokaha and commence with the lesson. Request all of you to sit up straight, please, and chant the verses with me. Gurureva gatir gurumeva bhaje Gurunaiva sahasmi namo gurave Na guru paramam shishurasmi guroho Matirasti gurau mama pahi guru Bravimi samskritam vacha Dhyayami samskritam hrida Purve sevanchakayena Vande samskrita mataram Yonaras samskrita vyomnihyalayam Ramate muda Samskritin chaiva samskaram Vindate natra samshayah. Prathamaha pathaha. The first lesson. Vayam sarve suktim pathitavantaha pathitavatyah cha. Sarve arthamapi jananti eva arabdham uttamajanaha na parityajanti iti. Sangrahya vishayaha Guru Vishaye Vayam Sarve Pathitavantaha Pathitavatyaha Cha Gatakakshayam Shlokadvayam Asmabhihi Pathitam Ekavaram Shlokam Vadamaha Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Guru Vishaye eva Anyaha Shlokaha api asti. Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. So we all had learnt these two verses about the Guru in the last class, and you all know the meaning. We have dealt with it in detail in the previous class, so you can listen to the recording and also refer to the PPT. Bhashabhyasah vartamanakalah prathama purushah ekavachanam. Atra kanichana vakyani santi. Chhatrah pathati balah dhavati putrah pashyati. Etani vakyani vartamanakale santi. They are in the present tense. Tatra pathati dhavati pashyati gacchati phalati iti kriyapadani santi vakyeshu. Pathati iti lat lakare asti prathama purushaha ekavachanam. Bahuvachane api vayam vakyani pathitavantaha pathitavatyaha cha. This also we learnt in the previous class about prathama vibhaktihi, that is the first case of a noun, namapadam. As we learnt, a padam or a word can be either subantam or tingantam, namapadam or kriyapadam, suptigantam padam. So whenever we have a namapadam or a noun, it ends with a sup pratyaya. So it is called subantam, sup antam. And kriyapadam ends with a ting pratyaya. So it's called tingantam or ting antam. And we learnt examples of verbs and nouns. Now, in the first lesson, we are being introduced to the very simple, very commonly used Prathama Vibhaktihi. That is the first case. And we learnt Prathama Vibhaktihi Kartaram Dyotayati. It indicates the doer of an action or the subject of an action. Balakaha Pathati. Atra Balakaha Karta. Kim Karoti Balakaha? Balakaha Pathati. Atra Balakaha Pathati ityasmin vakye Balakaha iti padam namapadam yat asti kartaram dyotayati. Prathama vibhaktau asti. Pathati iti padam kriyapadam asti. Prathama vibhaktihi kartaram dyotayati tatha vastu nirdeshanam api karoti. It also shows us an object. For example, when you're saying etat pustakam, so it is, you are indicating an object. In that case also it is Prathama Vibhakti. Eshaha Ramaha, Sa Radha, Eshaha Krishnaha. Atrapi Prathama Vibhaktihi eva bhavati. We learned that the previous sentences you saw were in Ekavachanam. Also, as we have learned repeatedly, Namapadas have different lingas. So the first line, Balaha, Ramaha, Chatraha, Etani Padani, Pullinge Santi. Lata, Nadi, Mata, Balika, Agraja, Ramasa, Etani Padani, Strilinge Santi. Kamalam, Pushpam, Mitram, Tat, Etani Padani, Napumsakalinge Santi. Ayam iti padasya artham vayam patitavantaha. Ayam means this person. The synonym for ayam is eshaha. Iyam ityukte strilinge esha. Idam ityukte napumsakalinge etat. The same meaning or similar, very similar meaning. Ayam, iyam, idam. Very commonly used. Iyam Sita. Similar to esha Sita. Ayam Ramaha, similar to Eshaha Ramaha. Idam Pustakam, similar to Etat Pustakam. We learnt these already. These verbs are in Vartamana Kala, which is called Latlakara. Prathama Purushaha, which is used for the third person in English, he, she, it, and Ekavachanam. Then we also learnt sentences in Bahuvachanam, the plural number. Ashvaha dhavanti, te pashyanti, ime vadanti, imaha smaranti. Vayam sarve janimaha etat pathati pathanti. Likhati iti ekavachane bhavati, likhanti iti bahuvachane bhavati. Tatra dvivachane likhati likhataha iti bhavati. Gacchati ekavachane, gacchataha dvivachane, gacchanti bahuvachane. Charati ekavachane, charataha dvivachane, charanti bahuvachane. Pashyati ekavachane, pashyataha dvivachane, pashyanti bahuvachane. All this is revision. Therefore, I am not explaining in detail because we have already learned this in the previous class. And when we did the verbs and nouns in the introductory chapters, we have already learned this definition of padam, the verb patterns, noun patterns. So I'm not going to repeat all that. For those who want to listen to the explanation in detail, please refer to the previous lessons and the YouTube videos. Noun pattern. Balakaha, balakaha. Dvivachane balakau iti bhavati. Balakaha, balakau, balakaha. Atra pathya pustake, in your textbook, prathame pathe, in the first lesson, you only have ekavachanam, bahuvachanam cha. Dvivachanam tatra nasti pathya pustake. प्रथमपाठे परम् अस्माभिः ज्ञातव्यं द्विवचने किं भवति इति अस्माभिः ज्ञातव्यमेव. So we have to know the dvivachanam form also, though it is not there in the first lesson in the textbook. So I am repeating it aloud, and also we know that in our introductory chapters which we did in this class, we have done dvivachanam also. Balakah, balakau, balakaah, putrah, putrau, putraah, chorah, chorau, choraah. Balika आकारान्त स्त्रीलिंगे अस्ति एतत् पदं बालिका इति. बालकः इति पदस्य प्रातिपदिकं बालक इति भवति. प्रातिपदिकम् इत्युक्ते रूट फॉर्म. तत्र बालक इति प्रातिपदिकम् अकारान्तः भवति. अतएव अकारान्तः पुल्लिङ्गः बालक शब्दः इति वदामः. तथैव पुत्र इति पदम् अपि प्रातिपदिक पुत्रः इति प्रथमा विभक्तौ अस्ति. पुत्रः इति पदस्य प्रातिपदिकं पुत्र इति भवति. तदपि अकारान्त पुल्लिङ्ग पदम् अस्ति. चोरः इत्यपि तत्र चोर इति प्रातिपदिकं भवति. अकारान्त पुल्लिङ्ग शब्दः. बालिका इति आकारान्त स्त्रीलिंग शब्दः. बालिका इति पदस्य प्रातिपदिकं बालिका एव. तत्र प्रातिपदिकमपि बालिका, प्रथमा विभक्तौ एकवचने अपि बालिका एव भवति. बालिका इति पदम् आकारान्त स्त्रीलिंगे अस्ति. बालिका, बालिके द्विवचने, बालिकाः बहुवचने. नदी इति पदम् ईकारान्त स्त्रीलिंगे अस्ति. ईकारान्त स्त्रीलिंगः नदी शब्दः. नदी, नद्यौ, नद्यः. फलम् इति पदं नपुंसकलिंगे अस्ति. फलम् इति प्रथमा विभक्तौ एकवचने भवति. तत्र प्रातिपदिकं फल इति एव. तत्र प्रातिपदिकस्य अन्ते किम् अस्ति? अ इति अक्षरम् अस्ति खलु. फल इति यदि स्वीकुर्मः चेत् फल, ल इत्युक्ते ल प्लस आ. तत्र आ इति अक्षरम् अस्ति अन्ते. अतएव अकारान्तः नपुंसकलिङ्गः फल शब्दः. तत्र वचनानि कथं सन्ति? फलम् एकवचने, फले द्विवचने, फलानि बहुवचने. इदानीं पश्यामः. रामः, रामौ, रामाः, रमा, रमे, रमाः, वनं, वने, वनानि. बालः, बालौ, बालाः, बाला, बाले, बालाः, फलं, फले, फलानि. अत्र पश्यन्तु, अत्र एकवचनं, द्विवचनं, बहुवचनम् इति अस्ति उपरि. अत्र पुल्लिङ्गः, पुम् इत्युक्ते पुल्लिङ्गः, स्त्री इत्युक्ते स्त्रीलिङ्गः, नपुम् इत्युक्ते नपुंसकलिङ्गः. So while observing the slides, please also look at the table. What is indicated on top and on the side are equally important to show us which vachana and which linga they belong to. Idanim dakarantah tad shabdah. तत्र सः इत्युक्ते ही इति सर्वे जानीमः. सः रामः. He is Rama. So the pratipadikam form for saha is tad. Atra pashyantu, tad iti asti. So saha iti padasya pratipadikam tad iti bhavati. Atayeva eshah shabdah dakarantah asti. So saha is not akaranta or sakaranta. This is very important because we will be learning the shabdas maybe 4-5 lessons later. So if you see, we should know this heading. This what you see here, tad shabdah, this heading we should all know because we should know what anta it is. It is very important for us to remember that and not just memorize sahataute. We should know the heading. Dakarantah pullingaha tad shabdah saha taute iti bhavati. Dakarantah strilingaha tad shabdah sa te taha iti bhavati. Dakarantaha napumsakalingaha tad shabdaha tat te tani iti bhavati. Tatra pashyantu pratipadikam ekameva asti. The pratipadikam is the same. Pratipadikam is tad everywhere. Whereas we are getting different words here because the linga is changing. So dakarantaha tad shabdaha eva. The root is tad. If you see, it is ending with this halanta d. It is not ending with a swara. Vyanjanam tvardhamatrakam we learned, right, in the first few classes. So it is ending with d. And therefore it is dakarantaha. So now you know why the padavibhaga, which we did, splitting a word into its constituent letters, is very important, because only then we will know the anta, and then we will be able to know the heading for each shabda, right? So dakarantaha tad shabdaha pullinge katham bhavati, strilinge katham bhavati, napumsakalinge katham bhavati iti vayam sarve padhitavantaha padhitavatyah cha. So we have learned tad shabda. We the first few classes, along with animations and examples, you have learned very clearly. So we will not do it again in detail. Evameva, similar to tad, this etad. Etad shabdaha api dakarantaha eva. Dakarantaha etad shabdaha. Yadi purushaha athava balika kimapi namapadam. Yadi namapadam samipe asti, etad shabdasya prayogam kurmaha. Dure asti chet tad shabdasya prayogam kurmaha, which means samipe means close by. So whenever any object or person of reference is close by, we use etad, right? Eshaha balakaha. This is a boy when he is close to me. Esha balika, she is, or this is a girl. Etat phalam, this is a fruit when it is close to me. So this is based on the distance. It is similar to tad. So once you know tad shabda, you will know etad easily, and vice versa. So etad shabdasya rupani pullinge eshaha etau ete, strilinge esha ete etaha, napumsakalinge etat ete etani iti. So when we are telling the etad shabda in pullinga, we say dakarantaha pullingaha etad shabdaha. Strilinge vadamaha chet dakarantaha strilingaha etad shabdaha. Tathaiva napumsakalinge vadamaha chet dakarantaha napumsakalingaha etad shabdaha iti vaktavyam asmabhihi. Agre gachamaha. Makarantaha idam shabdaha. Idam api sarvanama eva. It is a pronoun. We learnt about pronouns. So we are going to be introduced to two other pronouns here, apart from what we have learnt. So saha, eshaha, sa, esha, tat, etat, we are all familiar with. So here we are going to be introduced to two more pronouns. Makarantaha, atra pashyantu, m iti asti ante. Hello. Ataeva eshaha shabdaha makarantaha asti. Makarantaha idam shabdaha. Pullinge katham bhavati. Ayam, imau, ime, sarve pathantu. Atra kanthastham bhavitavyam. Kanthastham meaning it should be memorized. It should be in your kantha. You don't need the aid of a book or PPT or something. So it should be in your memory. Makarantaha idam shabdaha. Ayam, imau, ime, makarantaha. Strilingaha idam shabdaha. Iyam, ime, imaha. Makarantaha. Napumsakalingaha idam shabdaha. Idam, ime, imani. Punaha ekavaram pathami. Sarve shrinvantu. Sarve vadantu. Uchchaihi. Uchcharanam kurvantu. All of you repeat it. Ayam, imau, ime. Iyam, ime, imaha. Idam, ime, imani. So you should know when it is iyam. Iyam ka, iyam Radha. Who is this? This is Radha. So please see here. Phalam. is also ending with m. Iyam, ayam, idam, they are also ending with m. But they are very different shabdas. Iyam shabda is definitely not like phala shabda. Phalam is pratipadika, root is phala. It is akaranta napumsakalinga. Phalam, phale, phalani, right? Iyam is makaranta, idam shabda, strilinga form. Iyam, ime, imaha. Ayam is only one letter is different here. A and E. The last two letters are the same. But ayam would be pullinga. Iyam would be strilinga. And idam is napumsakalinga. This is one example where we cannot say all those with end with m are like phalam shabda. No, we learned, right? They are just examples. You have many exceptions. So iyam is a strilinga shabda. And idam is napumsakalinga. And also note how the forms are different. Ayam, imau, ime. Iyam, ime, imaha. So these two are same. Ime in bahuvachanam pullinga, dvivachanam strilinga, dvivachanam napumsakalinga are the same. So how do we know? When just a word is given to you, ime. Ime iti yadi padam pashyamaha chet, then it can be pullinge bahuvachanam api bhavati, strilinge dvivachane api bhavati, napumsakalinge dvivachane api bhavati. So what I mean to say is when you just see the word ime and you are asked what it is, then it is correct to say pullinga bahuvachana or strilinga or napumsakalinga dvivachana. However, when it is used in context, in the context of a noun, in a sentence, then you will definitely know what word it is. For example, ime chhatraha. So atra chhatraha iti namapadam bahuvachane asti. Khalu chhatraha, chhatrau, chhatraha. So you know it is pullinga ime chhatraha ityukte tatra ime pullinge bahuvachane asti. Ime balike iti yadi pashyamaha chet tatra ime iti padam balike iti padasya samipe asti. It is ime balike in a sentence. Balika balike dvivachane asti tatra nama padam. Ataha ime ityapi padam strilinge dvivachane asti. We know that a pronoun always, it follows the noun. Sarvanama namapadam anusarati. So the pronoun follows the linga vibhakti vachana of the noun. So we will know, for example, ime pustake. Pustakam iti padam napumsakalinge asti. Ataha ime pustake iti vadamaha chet ime iti padam api napumsakalinge dvivachane asti. So this much we should know. Therefore, it is important to know the linga vibhakti vachana of the nouns. Then you will know what exactly, which ime we are referring to. Sakarantaha, adas shabdaha. Adas is used similar to tad shabda. Saha balakaha. Asau balakaha. Similar to that. This is also a sarvanama. Sakarantaha, adas shabdaha. Pullinge asau, amu, ami. Strilinge asau, amu, amuhu. Napumsakalinge adaha, amu, amuni. So we all know that verse like Purnam adaha, Purnamidam. So in that Purnam adaha. So there you see the usage of this word adaha. Right? So once again, I will read this. This is a new shabda you are being introduced to. New sarvanama, new pronoun. Pullinge asau, amu, ami. Strilinge asau, amu, amuhu. Napumsakalinge adaha, amu, amuni. So you can use these interchangeably. Like instead of, they are very similar in meaning. For example, instead of iyam, you can use esha. So you can use tad shabda instead of idam. Instead of idam pustakam, you can say etat pustakam. Similarly, instead of asau ramaha, you could say saha ramaha. So they are very similar in meaning, these pronouns. And only thing is you should know whether the person or object in reference is close by or far away. When it is close by, you use idam or etad. When it is far away, you use tad. So that is the only difference, and you can use them interchangeably. However, you should know. For example, when you read the verse Purnamadaha, Purnam idam. So you should know what is adaha, what is idam. And iyam ka is iyam idam shabda also is very commonly used in Sanskritam. So when you read literature, you should know what it means. But when you are speaking, conversing, you can use whatever is comfortable. But we should know all the forms of all these. They are very common words. Idani makarantaha kim shabdam pashyamaha. Kim ityukte what in Sanskrit. It is a question word. So kim is the root. Kim iti pratipadikam asti. Pullinge kaha kauke iti bhavati. Punaha ekavaram kaha kauke. Strilinge ka ke kaha. Punaha ka ke kaha. Napumsakalinge kim ke kani. Kim ke kani. Atra yadi pashyamaha. Tatra tad shabdam vayam patitavantah khalu saha tau te sa te taha tat te tani evameva asti kim shabdah api. So what you should do, these are cues. You should learn to identify similar shabdas. Identify in the sense, when you read the shabdas, we are only learning the Prathama Vibhakti form. When we learn the other forms also, you have tables given in your textbook as well, in Prathama textbook, and we will be doing in your Pravesha textbook, and we will be doing in detail in class. You will see some shabdas are very similar. So once we identify these similar shabdas, you learn one shabda, the other shabda you will automatically know. For example, tad shabda and etad shabda, kim shabda. So tad shabda, how does it go in Pullinga? Saha tau te. In etad shabda in Pullinga is eshaha etau ete. Kim shabda in Pullinga is kaha kauke. So I'm only giving you example of Prathama Vibhakti. You even go to Dvitiya Vibhakti. Saha tau te, tam tau tan. So eshaha etau ete, etam etau etan. Kaha kauke, kam kaukan. So very similar. So this kakim shabda is similar to tad shabda or etad shabda. Here kaha is who for Pullinga. Eshaha kaha, who is he? Etau kau, who are these two? Ete ke, who are these people in Pullinga? In Strilinga, it would be ka, ke, kaha, like sa, te, taha, esha, ete, taha, esha ka, esha, balika, esha nadi ka, which river is this? Esha nadi, Ganga. So, who? So, kim is the exact translation of the word kim pratipadikam is what? But in Pullinga, when you say kaha eshaha, eshaha rameshaha, who is this? And or saha kaha, who is that? It becomes who when you translate, because when you're referring to a person in English, we don't say what is that, we say who. So kim shabda, kim is the pratipadikam, makaranta, pullinge kaha kauke, strilinge ka ke kaha, napumsakalinge kim ke kani, etat kim. Etat parnam, this is a leaf. Etat patram, this is a letter. So in that way, we should know these. Kaha kauke, ka ke kaha, kim ke kani. Etani kani, etani phalani. These are fruits. Kim is a question word. We have 7 question words in Sanskrit. I'm not getting into them right now because it's there in a lesson. And they all start with the letter K. Therefore, they are called Sapta Kakaraha. Kakaraha. So 7, like in English, we have WH words. So in Sanskrit, the K letter, we have Sapta, 7 words starting with the letter K, Sapta Kakaraha, which are questions. Katham, how, kati, how many, kutra, where, etc. We will learn them later. Idanim dakarantaha yad shabdah. Tad shabdam vayam patitavatyaha khalu. Idanim yad shabdam pashyamaha. Yad is also similar to tad. So, if you memorize tad shabda, for example, you start with tad, say, and you memorize tad shabda perfectly, you will be memorizing many other shabdas. You should just know little differences. For example, tad, if you know, you will know etad. Then you will know kim in all three lingas. And also you will know yad. So, of course, you should memorize all the lingas, like pullinga, strilinga, napumsakalinga. In the three genders, you memorize tad shabda, then all these shabdas will become very easy for you. Yad, kim, and etad. So, look at, you can see the similarity yourself. Yaha, yau, ye in pullinga. What is tad? Saha, tau, te in strilinga. Yad shabda is ya, ye, yaha. Tad shabda is sa, te, taha. In napumsakalinga, yad shabda is yat, ye, yani. In tad, how are the forms? Tat, te, tani. So I hope you are getting the differences, the similarities also. So these cues, which shabdas are similar, this one you should be able to understand. I will tell you in class also. And it is very important at this level. See, the basic level, anything for that matter, whether it's maths or Sanskrit or any other language, the basics should be strong. So once your basic foundation is very strong, you can build a huge edifice on it. If the foundation itself is shaky, it becomes difficult going further. And basic level is also the most interesting, both to teach and to learn, and the most challenging also, because for many of us, if we are introduced to first time to these concepts, we have to internalize them. So we need so much of practice. Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate, like Bhagavan Krishna says in the Gita. We need that much of abhyasa and that discipline to internalize these. So it should become so perfect that anytime, even without, looking or referring to any text or PPTs, anytime you should be able to tell me all these shabdas, which we are learning here. So, of course, in a physical class, the way my guru, Vidushi Anantalakshmi Natarajan Mahodaya used to do it, like I've told you before, is we all sit in a group, in front, before her, we sit close to the teacher, and she makes each one go with each vibhakti of each shabda. So each person will be telling one vibhakti and it goes in a circle like that. So we begin every Sanskritam class by reciting these shabdas. We will come to the shabdas. We haven't started with shabdas in this class because we thought that's how the textbook is also structured. And you can also learn the words and then we memorize the shabdas. So why I'm sharing this is in case you have small groups. If you all want to have a WhatsApp or a Telegram group also, you could go ahead and do it. Or if you're able to meet a few of you, you could sit and start reciting and the others will check. So then you will be listening and reciting multiple times. So these shabdas, you should become very perfect with them. I will read yad again. So yad is used in the sense of which or who. For example, yaha tatra gayati, saha Krishnaha. So, yaha tatra gayati, saha Krishnaha. The one who is singing there is Krishna. That is the example of usage of yaha. It is not in the sense of kaha who. In English, it means who only. Kaha who means a question. Yaha means when you're referring. So, yaha tatra pathayati saha shikshakaha. The one who is teaching there, he is a teacher. So when you're showing someone or referring to someone and saying that person is this, in that sense you use yad shabda. Another example, Ya tatra nrityati sa Radhika. The one who is dancing there, or the one who dances there. Ya tatra nrityati, the one who dances there. Tatra ityukte, there. Sa Radhika, she is Radhika. So that is how you use yad shabda. Yat pustakam tatra koshthe asti tat mama pustakam. Yat pustakam, which book is tatra koshthe, is in that room, that is my book. So this is the example of yat. So in that sense we use yad shabda. Yaha yau ye, ya ye yaha, yat ye yani. Yani tatra kridanti tani mama mitrani. You know, mitram shabda is makara, is napumsakalinga shabda, akaranta napumsakalinga. Mitra shabda, it is not mitram, it is mitra shabda. Mitram, mitre, mitrani, friend. So yani tatra kridanti tani mama mitrani. Those who play there, they are my friends. So that is how yad is used. I hope this is clear to you. Yaha yau ye, ya ye yaha, yat ye yani. So now we will go to Vyavaharika-shabdah. I will just quickly see if there are any questions regarding to this. And Suktihi, yes, you will have questions regarding Suktihi in the exam, Lakshmi ji. So every lesson begins with a saying called Sukti, and you will be asked to write the English meaning in the exam. So what I have already answered in class, I'm not going to repeat those answers again. Okay, patitavantaha, patitavatyaha. This word, the reason I'm also using Sanskrit is when you listen, you will be able to pick up and speak. And we have had so many classes in English. So and whoever has attended these classes regularly or who has been following the recordings, you all will be able to understand basic Sanskrit. This is the, I hope this, and also I think you all will be able to follow, because what I'm using is very simple Sanskrit. And listening helps you to pick up the skill of speaking also, without having to memorize everything from the textbook. By listening itself, you will start speaking, like you pick up your mother tongue, right? So that is the idea behind it. Patitavantaha is in pullinga, in past tense, which means we have read. Patitavatyaha is in strilinga, because we have both. I mean, we have everyone in class. I say both patitavantaha and patitavatyaha. The difference is patitavan is in singular. Patitavan, patitavantaha is plural in pullinga. Patitavatyaha is plural in strilinga. Patitavati in strilinga is singular. Patitavatyaha is plural. Evam asti chet. So when I say chet, it means if that is so. So that is the meaning. So you can just listen. You don't have to bother about all these things. You can listen. Like I said, if you attend regularly, you will pick up speaking. Vyavaharika-shabdah. Vyavaharika in the sense, Vyavahara, this word has many meanings. Contextually, we should understand. So Vyavahara could mean any transaction. It could mean business, contextually. It could mean any sort of communication where you are trying to convey something. So Vyavaharika-shabdah are these, there are words given to you in the textbook, which are commonly used, which will help you, which will aid you in conversing in Sanskrit. So basic conversational words. And there is a topic given for each lesson. So for this lesson, we have Bandhuvajaka-shabdah, relations. Bandhu ityukte, relation. Vayam janimaha, bandhu. Bandhavaha. Bandhu means your relatives, family, relatives, relations. So Bandhuvajaka-shabdah. So words which show relationships. Idanim aham patami, sarve pathantu, पुल्लिङ्ग-शब्दाः. पुल्लिङ्गे पश्यामः. जनकः, पिता और फादर. पिता इत्यपि अस्ति. अत्र जनकः इति शब्दः अकारान्त पुल्लिङ्ग शब्दः. जनकः, जनकौ, जनकाः इति भवति. पिता इति शब्दः ऋकारान्तः अस्ति. कथम् इत्युक्ते पितृ शब्दः, तत्र प्रातिपदिकं रूट फॉर्म ऑफ पिता पितृ इति भवति. ऋकारान्तः. सो इट इज ऋकारान्तः पुल्लिङ्गः पितृ शब्दः. पिता, पितरौ, पितरः. We will learn this shabda later, but now let us get introduced to this word. Janakaha, father, pita, father. Pitaha iti naiva vaktavyam. We cannot at our own whim change the grammatical structure of any word. So Janakaha is father, akaranta pullinga. Pita is rikaranta pullinga. So pita, pitarau, pitaraha. Okay, so pita also is father. Pitamaha, paternal grandfather. In Sanskrit, we differentiate between paternal and maternal. Pitamaha, tatra pita iti padasya artham vayam janimaha, father iti. Pitamaha, paternal grandfather. Matamaha, maternal grandfather. Mata ityukte janani, amba. Mata means mother. Mata is also rikaranta shabda. Matri shabdah. Mata, matarau, mataraha. Mata maha is maternal grandfather. Putraha, son. Putraha, sutaha ityapi son eva. S-O-N, son. Sahodaraha, brother. Agrajaha, elder brother. Agre is before or in front. So Agrajaha, elder brother. Anujaha, younger brother. Matulaha, maternal uncle. Maternal uncle, you know, like mother's brother. Mama. Patihi, ikarantaha. Pati is again ikaranta pullinga shabda. Patihi means husband. Shvashuraha, father-in-law. Pautraha, grandson. Tatra putraha ityukte son. Pautraha ityukte grandson. Jamata is son-in-law. Again, it is Jamatra shabdah. Rikaranta pullinga shabda. Jamata. Note, see, Jamata is Rikaranta pullinga shabda. And Mata is Rikaranta strilinga shabda. Jamata is son-in-law. That is pullinga. Masculine gender. Mata is Rikaranta strilinga, mother. It is in feminine gender. Snehitaha, friend. You have many words for friend. You have Sakha, Mitram. So we know all this. Mitram, Napumsakalingaha, friend. Shyalaha, brother-in-law. Then we'll see strilinga shabdaha. Janani, mother. Mata, mother. We learnt this, right? Janani, ikaranta strilinga shabdaha, like Janani, Jananyau, Jananyaha. And Mata is rikaranta strilinga shabda. Mata, matarau, mataraha. Pitamahi, paternal grandmother. Pitamaha, paternal grandfather. Pitamahi, paternal grandmother. Matamahi, maternal grandmother. So in Hindi, like we have Dada, Dadi for paternal, Nana, Nani for maternal. In Sanskrit also we have different words. So Pitamaha, Pitamahi for paternal grand parents, and Matamaha is maternal grandfather. Matamahi is maternal grandmother. Putri, daughter. Suta also is daughter. Sutaha is son, S-O-N. Suta is daughter. Putraha is son. Putri is daughter. Sahodari, sister. So Sahodaraha is brother. We learnt Sahodari is sister. Agraja, elder sister. Agrajaha, elder brother. Anuja, younger sister. Anujaha, younger brother. Matulani, maternal aunt. Matulaha, we learnt is maternal uncle. Bharya, wife. Bharya, Patni, Kalatram, all these refer to wife. Bharya is Akaranta Strilinga, Patni is Ikaranta Strilinga, Kalatram is Napumsakalinga word grammatically, but it means wife. It is referring to a Strilinga pada, but it is a Napumsakalinga word. Bhratrajaya, sister-in-law, brother's wife. Bhratra is brother, you know. Bhrata is also brother for, let us learn this also apart from Agrajaha, Anujaha and all. And Bhrata, Sahodaraha, Bhrata is also brother. Rikaranta, Pullinga Shabda, Bhratri Shabda. Bhratrajaya, brother's wife, sister-in-law. Snusha, please note this, Snusha, the pronunciation Snu. Snusha is daughter-in-law. Shwashruhu, mother-in-law. Shwashruhu, mother-in-law. Okay, so I hope these are clear. The only thing we need to do here is we need to memorize them. So these are given in the textbook also. So I've just given it to you on the screen for your reference. Read them aloud and keep going through the English meaning. So one way is to just repeatedly go through. So keep a time for Pravesha, and in that time you devote exclusively for that and keep reading this again and again. That will register. So practice will make you perfect. Another cue I can give you is to listen to this recording. Whatever recording we have, you can keep listening even when you're doing any other work, etc. Keep listening to it in the background so that it might register faster and you might be able to remember it better. Prahelika, idani, riddle. Prahelika, you have these riddles in each lesson. Very interesting. So you learn Sangrahya Vishayaha, and you also learn, in this lesson we learned about Guru. And then you learn Vyavaharika-shabdah. You learn little bit of grammar in every lesson. First lesson is Prathama Vibhakti, and then we learned Vartamana Kalaha. Then we also learned Sukti in the beginning, the proverb. So now we are coming to Prahelika, or a riddle. Let us read this. Asthinasti shironasti bahurasti nirangulihi nasti padadvayam gadham angamalingati swayam. Punah ekavaram pathami. Asthinasti shironasti bahurasti nirangulihi nasti padadvayam gadham angamalingati swayam. Okay. Yah kopi yadi अथवा या कापि हस्तम उपरि करोति चेत् अहं वदामि, एन् मरी भगिनी कृपया अनुच्चारणं करोतु. एन् मरी भगिनी, प्लीज unmute yourself. Anne-Marie Bhagini. Okay, I'm unable to unmute. I don't know why. Okay, let us ask any other person. Sheetal Bhagini. Sheetal Bhagini. Oh, Anne-Marie Bhagini is also unmuted now. Let's do one thing. One of you will repeat after me. One of you will chant the entire verse. Okay. Sheetalji, you could repeat after me. After that, Anne-Marie, you can read the entire verse. Anne-Marie ji. So, Sheetalji.
Asti nasti shiro nasti
I will
bahu.
teach you, you can repeat. Okay. Asti nasti.
Asti nasti.
Asti, the Mahaprana should be clear. Otherwise, it gives a different meaning. Asti. Asti nasti.
Asti nasti.
The Mahaprana is still not clear, Sheetalji. So I request you to please work on that. You are chanting Asti. It is Asti. That T should be clearer. It is not T, it is Asti. Anyway, we will go to the next word. Shironasti.
Shiro nasti.
Bahurasti.
Bahurasti.
Nirangulihi.
Nirangulihi.
Nasti.
Nasti.
Padadvayam.
Padadvayam.
Gadham.
Gadham.
Angamalingati.
Angamalingati.
Swayam.
Swayam.
Uttamam. Idanim Anne-Marie ji.
Namaste.
Namaste, Anne-Marie ji. Anne-Marie ji, do you want to chant on your own or do you want to repeat?
I will try to chant on my own.
Great. Okay, please do so.
Asti nasti shiro nasti bahurasti nirangulihi nasti padadvayam gadham angamalingati swayam.
Uttamam, Anne-Marie ji. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Very well chanted. And also your Mahaprana was very clear. So I hope you all heard how she chanted Asti. That's very important. We will learn the meaning, then you will know why it is very important. I would request any other person, Priyadarshini ji, please, could you also chant this verse? If anybody wants me to teach you, please feel free to let me know. I will teach you and you can repeat or you could read if you're confident.
Namaste.
Namaste ji.
Asti nasti shiro nasti bahurasti nirangulihi nasti padattvayam gadham angamalingati swayam.
Uttamam, Priyadarshini ji. Very well chanted. So, I am also insisting on you all learning to chant perfectly because that is one of the objectives of having these shlokas and, getting yourself familiar with the language. So we can just, go through once, I can just read it, give you the meaning and move ahead. But that exercise won't help much if you're new to the language. Therefore, I'm repeating it so that you get to listen to the verses, learn chanting skills also. You have wonderful verses in Sanskrit, multiple works, right? From our Srimad Ramayanam, Mahabharatam, everywhere where you have these shlokas, and you should learn to chant them well. So we have many chanting courses also in Vyoma. Some are completed, some are ongoing. Even completed courses, you can just register and go through the recordings and learn them at your own pace. So here, Asti Nasti, let us look at the Mahapranas. It is very important. Asti, it is not Asti. Asti Nasti Shiro Nasti Bahurasti Nirangulihi Nasti Padadvayam Gadham Angamalingati Swayam. So we all have learned the verb Asti. So when you say this verb Asti, right, with an Alpa Prana, it means is there, is balakaha asti, which means the boy is there. Balika atra asti, the girl is here. So this asti, what you're seeing on the screen, is with the alpa pranata, which means is there. This asti, what you're seeing here, means bone. Therefore, you should be able to differentiate. Therefore, the entire meaning itself changes. And also see the irony here. If you say asti nasti, it would be contradictory. Asti is there. The next word nasti is not there. So how do you understand if you say asti nasti? Doesn't make sense, right? So asti nasti, which means asti, bone is not there, is the meaning. Therefore, your Mahapranas should be very, very clear. Otherwise, the entire meaning changes and sometimes it doesn't make sense. Asti nasti, if you say what is there, what is not there. The verse here is asti nasti. The Mahapranas, you should be very clear in chanting. Please go through our chanting courses for more tips on how to pronounce Mahapranas better. We won't be able to go into detailed pronunciation guidelines in this course, just due to paucity of time. Asti nasti, shiro nasti. Also, please see, it is nasti. It is not nasti. It is not a dirgha, hrasva, short letter. Asti nasti, shiro nasti, bahurasti, nirangulihi, nasti padadvayam gadham, angam alingati swayam. Okay, so now I hope each word is clear to all of you. Let us see the meaning. Asti nasti. It does not have bone. Nasti means not there. Asti, bone. So that is the meaning of this verse. Shiraha nasti. Shiro is with a sandhi, but when you split, it would be shiraha. Shiraha means head. Shiraha nasti. Na asti. Na means no in Sanskrit. Asti nasti. There is no bone. Shiraha nasti. There is no head. Bahuhu asti. It has arms. Bahuhu, hands or arms. Bahurasti. It has hand. Nirangulihi. Anguli means finger. Niranguli without finger. It does not have a finger. Padadvayam nasti. It does not have 2 feet. Pada, feet. Dvayam, 2. It does not have 2 feet. Swayam, on its own. Gadham angam alingati. Angam means your form or your body or your it hugs you tight. Gadham swayam alingati. On its own, gadham swayam angam alingati. On its own, it hugs you tight. What is it? It is a riddle. This is the riddle. So once again, asti nasti does not have bone. Shiraha nasti, it does not have a head. Bahurasti, it has arms. Nirangulihi, it does not have fingers. Padadvayam nasti, it does not have feet. Swayam gadham alingati. Swayam gadham angam alingati. Angam means actually the body. It hugs you tight. Angam could also mean organ based on the context. So to give you a gist of the meaning, on its own, it hugs you tight. What is it? This is the riddle. So you all can guess the answer. You can guess in English or you can guess in Sanskrit. Yes, so some of them have already sent the answer. Priyadarshini Bhagini, you are right. Raghavendra ji, close to it. Yes, the answer is, let me just give you the answer. So some of you have guessed it. In the Q&A, some of you have typed it out. Yes, I have multiple correct answers and very close also. Yes, so lot of correct answers there. The answer is Yutakam, shirt. So that is the answer. Once again, I will read the verse. I will give you the answer. When I'm reading the verse aloud, please chant it and also understand the meaning of each word. So when I say asti, you should know it is bone. Nasti, not there. So now you know why when you say asti as alpa prana, the verse doesn't make sense. Right? So your mahapranas should be very clear. Another example is phalam means fruit. Palam, alpa prana, means meat. The meaning completely changes. So last time, once again for this class, I will read the shloka and we will go through the meaning. You can go through the meaning in your minds as I do it. And then we will see the answer. Asti nasti shiro nasti bahurasti nirangulihi nasti padadvayam gadham angamalingati swayam. Answer is Yutakam shirt. So in your exam, you will either be given this Prahelika and you will be asked to give the answer, or you will mostly be given the Prahelika and they will ask you to explain in English. In whichever language you are writing, you will have to explain the Prahelika, the riddle, and give the answer. So let us stop here. I think I was ambitious thinking we can complete lesson 1 today, but I don't want to hurry. It helps by experience. I know it helps to listen to the Shabdas multiple times. So it is okay if we take some time. We are left with few things in first lesson, one more class and we will be able to complete it. So let us conclude as usual with Shanti Mantraha. Rest of it we will do in the next class. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sarvebhyah dhanyavadaha. Agami Ravivasare Punarmilamaha. We will meet next Sunday at the same time. Shanivasare Abhyasa Kakshya Bhavati. Sudha Bhagini Tatra Pathayati. On Saturday, you will have the exercises. Sunday, you will have the lesson as usual. Dhanyavadaha. Punarmilamaha. Ram Ram Ram.